Hello everyone, welcome back to Angela's Craft Room. Today I've got this card for you using the stamp set Hanging Garden, and that stamp set was released in January 2018 in the Occasions catalogue. This is the stamp set here. So you get 3 lovely hanging pot plants, some butterflies and several sentiments. So you get 9 images in all. So that's the stamp set that we're working with today. Now, this one was Rich Raspberry and Black in cardstock. The one today we're going to be using Marina Mist and Black. So the Marina Mist base card is 11 inches long by 4 1/8 of an inch wide, and then scored at 5 1/2 inches. And then the inside piece is 5 1/4 inches by 3 7/8 of an inch. And as you can see, I've already stamped 2 of the pot plants, hanging pot plants, and I'm just going to pop that into the card. So that's done. Now, as I've shared recently, because I do so many cards for my YouTube channel and my blog, unless my card is an order for a customer, I have started just using photocopy paper for inside my cards, and it's working a treat. It saves a lot on cardstock. So if you make a lot of cards, that's a way to go. It's very cost effective. So then on top of there, we're going to put a piece of basic black. But as you saw on the first card, I did stamp and whisper white. Now I've had to stamp with that a couple of hours ago, because with whisper white ink pad it just takes that little bit longer to dry. So I've just stamped 2 of the hanging baskets. I've popped on my sentiment, and I've stamped a few of the butterflies from the stamp set. So that's already done for me and it's dry. And then what you need to do, using the stitch shape framelits, I've cut out 2 of the squares. This is one of them ready to go, and a smaller one. Okay, so I needed to cut those out. So what I'm going to do is stamp one of my hanging pots using Memento Jet Black ink. So I'm just stamping up that stamp, and I find this size is really handy when I'm using my Misty tool. So I'm just going to stamp that down, because we're going to colour those before adding them to the card. But because I've done all the whisper white stamping, we should save a bit of time with that. So that's the first one. And then I've got a smaller piece. Now the trick is, because it's so small, I can't get much of the magnet holding it on there. So and I do like to just check that that is straight, and I only need a little bit of ink on there, just on my scrap piece of paper. because I don't know why, but some of these stamps, even though I line them up with my grid lines, they're not stamping directly straight for me for some reason. So maybe it's just the way that they've cut the stamp out. So I do like to test them before and it's not showing me much, is it? I only need a little bit of ink so I can see. Okay, that one's still, we'll just go with it. I'm going to mess around with it. Just see if I can just get it to hold. That looks all right. So I'm just going to stamp that up with my Memento ink pad. And that's quite good enough. Just move my MISTI over to there. And what I'm going to do next is colour these guys with some Stampin' Blends. Now I will just grab the green, the Old Olive, and there's no blending happening here today. This is just because the leaves are very small and so are the flowers. So all you need to do is add your colour. And that's why I wanted to get as much prep work as I could. Now I'm just using the bullet point, and then I'm just going to go round. As you can see, I'm hardly touching them, and these are just the leaves. As you know, I really love my Stampin' Blends. So I'm just going to use this light colour to do all the leaves. So there's a couple of leaves down the bottom here, just hanging over the pot. Okay, so that's that one. And then we're just going to grab some yellow, and I'm just going to grab the dark, because these up here are daffodils, which are yellow. We do have daffodils in Australia. Not sure if you have them wherever you are. Now I'm just using the brush end because the leaves are a little bit bigger, so I'm able to do it without too much trouble. Now you just have to be very light-handed, like I'm hardly touching that at all. Just checking that I was in camera view there. They've brought out some lovely stamps in the catalogue for the Occasions 2018. So that's the yellow, and I'm just going to grab a little bit of Night of Navy, seeing we used Marina Mist. So we use the Marina Mist cardstock. So I'm just going to use the light Night of Navy just to do these little flowers. So there's some other little filler flowers in this pot, but these ones are just a little bit bigger, but still I only can use the bullet point end. But you can see how fast it is to colour. And then we just want to get the crumb cake. So I'm just going to use the light crumb cake, and I'm just going to go over the basket here and down the sides here. It's a straight one in the middle, and then either side is like a curve. And then I might just finish off these little other filler flowers, and all I'm doing is a little scribble really to fill them in. So that's filled all that in, and then I'm just going to get the darker one, and I'm just going to use the brush end this time and just go into these parts. That's sort of a netting material that they put into the hanging pots, and I have seen it, and it's like a bark colour. So it's like a really dark brown colour, but I'm not worried about doing blending today, because I'm just trying to colour them as quickly as I can for you, and so that you get to see, if you're thinking of buying them, how easy they are to actually use. And that's that one done. And that didn't take very long at all. And now we'll just quickly do this other one, and then we've only really got to put it on our card. So I'm just going to put a touch of green on the hanging leaves, and on some of the leaves they're that thin, like I wouldn't even worry about adding colour to them. I've made them a little bit narrow. So then I'm just going up and just dabbing on all the leaves. So these ones are a bit easier because they're a thicker leaf, but I'm not going to worry about changing colours. So I hope you've enjoyed all the videos I've done on the celebrations and occasion stamp sets. I've tried to do a video on all the ones I have myself. I mean, there's so many, it'd be impossible to have them all. So then we just need to put on, just colour these ones in yellow. I'm just going to do them all in yellow so it's nice and quick. And you can see how quickly I am colouring those. So just one more to go. So you can see how quick and easy that was. Then we'll just take the light, like we did before, the light crumb cake. Crumb cake? Yeah, crumb cake. And just see, missed a couple of flowers there. Won't hurt to have a little bit of crumb cake in there. And then just down. When I did the first card, I did do blending on the little baskets, but I'm not going to worry about it for this video. I just want to give you an idea of what you can do with your stamp sets. And as I always say, you don't have to have the stamp set that I'm using. You can just take the layout or the technique that I've shown you and apply it to whatever stamps you have yourself. There's no need to think, oh, I can't do that one because I don't have that stamp set. I'm just going down there again, and where I've just gone outside my line a little bit, I'm just going to grab my colour lifter pen and just do a little scribble down there. And that's the two images coloured. Then I'm just going to bring back in this one, and we're going to adhere that now to the card with some Tombow. So make sure I just stay in the frame. So just popping it on as straight as you can and as central. Just grab my adhesive eraser there. It's got a little bit of glue on the black. It came off quite easy, so I'll just spread that down. And then all I've got to do now is just figure out where I want these. Just make sure that you're lining up where the basket hanger is there, that it's going to line up with the hanger there. That's the only thing that you've got to do. So you could put these on with dimensionals if you wanted to add more dimension to your card. I'm just using Tombow today. And then just this little one here. And I'm just centering that using the leaves as a guide. Just a bit of paper trim was on there. Okay, so we'll pop our glue away. Now you could add Wink Stella to the butterflies if you wanted to, or as I did with this one, don't add the butterflies and I added a ribbon down the side. So that's just another way that you can use that stamp set hanging garden. So I hope that's helpful for you, and until next time, happy crafting.